Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. We are discussing about the components and steps of conducting educational research. Earlier we have discussed about certain aspects, certain components, certain steps of conducting educational research. We have discussed about the research problem, then review related literature. We have discussed about how to state the research question, objectives of the study, then how to state the hypothesis. We have also discussed the operational definition of the terms used in your research title. So today we will discuss about another important aspect, important component and step of your research, that is delimitation of the study. So how you will delimit your study? आपका रिसर्च अध्ययन को कैसे आप सीमांकन करेंगे, सीमांकन डिलिमिट कैसे करेंगे? How to bring limitation in your study? So you see, whenever we read any research title, any research problem, you will find that the research title and problem has developed in a broad term, in a large term. Okay. So keeping in consideration of the length of the research and other aspect, you will find that that may not possible to conduct the study, to carry out that study in a particular time period, maybe in few years or maybe in few months, if it is a master dissertation or MPhil dissertation, because that have to complete within an academic year, you can say, or if it is a PhD study, that within a limit of minimum 2 years and maximum 5 years you have to complete it. So here there is a provision, there is a facility in your research for conducting your research. The process says that you can delimit your study. आपका स्टडी को आप सीमांकन कर सकते हैं. So let us try to understand that how to delimit the study. So before discussing it, let us focus on what are the different aspects of your study in which you can delimit it. First of all, you can delimit your study in terms of the area of the study. Let in your title it has mentioned a large area, vast area, geographical area. Okay, so what you can do, you can delimit that large area to a small area, to a micro area. Means from macro, your title is the area of your title is very macro. So what you will do, from macro to micro you can delimit it. Okay, so one aspect is area. Further, by taking a certain example, we will discuss that how you can delimit the area of your research. Then second, in terms of size of the sample, you see you have a population, of your study, means the subjects, from where you will get the subjects. So here you see, let your population is very vast, means the number of subjects, let students are your subject, parents are your subject, teachers are your subject. Let the subjects are very vast, means their number is huge. So you can delimit to an adequate sample. Okay, so that can be researchable. You can conduct a research within a limited time period. Then in terms of delimitation can be done in terms of covering the stakeholders or subject of the study. You see, in your research, you will find that in sometimes some types of research, many stakeholders may be included in your study. Okay, if it is related to school system, if it is related to I'm talking about the RTE Act, Right to Education Act, implementation of Right to Education Act, you will find that what are the stakeholders, who are the stakeholders, those are involved in implementing the Right to Education Act. You will find that multiple stakeholders are involved. You will find the teacher is involved, student is also one of the stakeholder, parents are the stakeholder, community is the stakeholder. Okay, school management is the stakeholder. Then you will find the local government, starting from panchayat, then at the block level or at the tahsil level, and the district administration. After district administration, then the state education department. Then after, you can say the in MHRD, means in the union government, MHRD is also equally involved in implementation of Right to Education Act. So you see the huge stakeholders, you can say various stakeholders are involved in implementing the Right to Education Act. So in your study you can also delimit it if it is not possible to address possible to reach at all the stakeholders, taking the immediate stakeholders, you can also conduct your study. So that you have to delimit. Then you can also delimit your study in terms of the tools and techniques used. So what are the different tools you can use for your study? You can conduct a study by using a questionnaire. You can conduct your study by using you can say certain checklist, certain observation schedule, interview schedule, a scale, a type of scale. Okay, so various tools and techniques are available, but you have to delimit it. You have to take a decision that what are the tools you will use in your study, so that you will get the intense data, means which data you require for your study, you will get that data. So let us try to discuss how to delimit your study by taking certain examples. Let us take the first example. I am just reading the title of a research, an investigation into the study habits of high achieving students in the secondary board examination in Punjab. So friends, here you see I am repeating this title, an investigation into the study habits of high achieving students in the secondary board examination in Punjab. So here you see three terms which is used, that in our earlier program operational we have defined study habits, then high achieving students and secondary board examination. But in this program, what we will do, we will focus on the area. So here the area is the state of Punjab, means here the study that will be conducted, that is on the state of Punjab. You see, in Punjab 22 districts are there. Okay, so how to delimit? As a master student, as a MPhil student, or as a PhD scholar, many a time you will find that it is not feasible, your time is not permitting that how to conduct such a huge study taking the entire state of Punjab. So what you can do, you can delimit. So far as area is concerned, the area is the entire state of Punjab, but you can delimit it to few districts, means state to district. You can just bring certain delimitation. You can make a fence, that the fence around your study, that your study will be conducted in few districts. But that should be by adopting a suitable procedure. Scientifically you have to do this. Okay, so the procedure you can adopt, that is let you can say this study may be delimited to take few districts in the state of Punjab, like let 20% district or 40% district or 50% district. If now total district in the state of Punjab is 22, and if you are taking 20% of the district, that is 4.4 districts. So 4.4 districts means you can take 4 districts, not 0.4 you cannot take 4 districts. So what you will do, which 4 district you will take? So here you can do a type of sampling. So what sampling you will do? Randomly you can take 4 districts. So 22 districts are there with you. So what you will do? So randomly you take any 4 districts and you concentrate your study on those 4 districts. Okay, no need of going to other districts. So here what you will do, the data that you will get, the result that you will get from that 4 districts, as that has been selected by using the random sampling technique, so that will be implemented on across the state of Punjab, means across the 22 districts, not only the 4 districts, but the study has been conducted in 4 districts. So you can delimit it. And if you are delimiting to 40% of the districts, then what you can do? So 40% is 8.8 if total is 22. So you can take 8.8 means 9 districts you can take. If you will take 50% of the district, so out of 22 you can take 50% means 11. So you can conduct your study in 11 districts. So friends, the first important delimitation aspect is the area. You can delimit the area, means from state to district. Then again, if you want to do, then you can also delimit from district to block. So accordingly, from a large entity you can delimit it to a small entity, from country to state, from state to district, from district to block accordingly. Then you can also do in this way in different stages, from country to you can say certain region, then from certain region to state, then district, then blocks accordingly. Then the other aspect, we can also delimit our study so far as the population and sample is concerned. Okay, So let first we have delimited it to state to district. Second, we can delimit that it may be delimited to total let 10% of high achieving students, because in this problem we have taken an investigation into the study habits of high achieving students in the secondary examination in the state of Punjab. So you can just because you see, you will find huge high achieving students. So among the high achieving students, you can take 10% of high achieving students. Okay, so that you can delimit. So that can be done in sample and population also. When you will draw a sample, it can also be done. So equally, you can also write it in delimitation. Then again, among the 10% of the sample, if you want to take 5% each from the rural areas and 5% from urban areas, that also you can mention. Then the third delimitation, you can say, let's take another example that will be much better for your clarification. Let the title of the study is a study of implementation of Right to Education Act 2009 in the state of Uttar Pradesh. So I repeat this title, a study of implementation of Right to Education Act 2009 in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Means Uttar Pradesh state में राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट 2009 कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ है, इसके ऊपर एक स्टडी आप करेंगे. स्टडी ऑफ इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट इन द स्टेट ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश. So far as area is concerned, how you will delimit your study? You see, in Uttar Pradesh, total at present 75 districts are there. So what you will do, you have to take 10% of the district. Let you can take 20% also. So if you will take 10% of the district, if you delimit your study from total district to only 10% of the districts, so 10% out of 75 is 7.5. 7.5 means you can take 8 districts, not 7.5, 8 districts. So what you will do, randomly you can select 8 districts out of 75, and your study will be based upon that 8 districts, and the findings that you will get, you can say that that is the picture of the state of Punjab, that is Uttar Pradesh. That is not the picture of that 8 districts. So though you have studied 8 districts, but your problem says that, your title says that this is the study of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so accordingly you can do. If you are taking 20%, then what you have to do, out of 75 you have to select 15 districts, because 20% of 75 is 15. So randomly you have to select 15 districts, and your study will be based upon those 15 districts. So accordingly you can delimit the area of the study. Then second, what you can do, you can also delimit so far as the sample is concerned. You can delimit your sample. Let it may be delimited to 10% of the school. So first of all, you have delimited to district. Let 8 districts, that is the 10% of the districts. So what you will do, you have to list all the schools of that 8 districts. Then again, what you will do, second delimitation, what you are bringing, you have to take 10% of the schools. So after listing all the schools, you can take 10%, district wise 10%, that you can do. And further, if you want to take 5% rural school and 5% urban or semi-urban schools, so you have to again make the list of total urban schools and total rural schools. Then accordingly you can take 5% from rural and 5% from urban or semi-urban schools. That also you can do. Then delimitation of subjects and stakeholders are concerned. You see, in implementation of Right to Education Act 2009 in the state of Uttar Pradesh, you will find that many stakeholders are involved in it. Okay, you will find students are involved in it. You will find teachers are the part of Right to Education Act. Local government, that is the panchayat, that is the block administration or the district level. Okay, so they are also involved in the Right to Education Act. Okay, for implementing it. Then community members, you can say, that is part of apart from SMC. So SMC, school management committee members, are one of the stakeholder. At the same time, apart from SMC member, other community members are also a part of implementing Right to Education Act. Okay, so they are also part of our education system. Then parents, okay, means the parents of the students, those are studying in the school. So you can also make parents as one of the stakeholder. So what you will do, if it is not possible to reach at all the stakeholders who are responsible in implementing the Right to Education Act, you can take among these stakeholders. You can take, you are taking only the SMC members, you are taking teachers and students, you are taking only the local government, you are taking teachers, students, as well as the parents, you are taking teachers, students, and SMC members. So in this way you can delimit your study so far as stakeholders and subjects are concerned. Then friends, you see, when you delimit your study, you should keep in your mind that whether you are able to conduct your study taking that area or not. Okay, so accordingly you mention in your you develop your title, then accordingly you delimit your study. But you see, I will say, though delimitation can be done so far as area, population and sample and stakeholders are concerned, but the very popular delimitation strategies that we adopt in educational research, that is the area. Mostly we delimit the area. The other aspects that can be done when you define the population, and from a population when you draw the sample, that can be done. But if you are writing it in delimitation, there will be no problem. But mostly delimitation focuses on the area of the study. So from a macro area, from a large area, you can delimit it to a researchable area, a small area where you can focus and you can conduct your study. But remember, the small area after delimitation, the small area where you are conducting your study, the result and the findings that you will get, that will be implemented on the you can say the total area, not only that area. Okay, so that's why if state is your title, then you are delimiting it to few districts, then that will be applicable not only few districts, rather that will be applicable on the states, you can say, on the state. And if the country is the title and you are delimiting it to few states, then the result that you will get, that will be implemented on the country, not only those states where you have conducted your study. So friends, accordingly you try to understand your title, then you can properly delimit your study so that you can conduct a fruitful research. Thank you.